you lock eyes with a stranger across a crowded room, your heart skips a beat. A flood of emotions washes over you: familiarity, comfort, maybe even love. But how? You've never met this person before, or have you? This inexplicable connection could be more than just coincidence. It might be a sign you've known this soul in a past life, in another time, another place, another life. As we explore these 7 signs, you might find yourself nodding along, recognizing these experiences in your own relationships. Keep in mind, these signs aren't definitive proof of past life connections. They're invitations to look deeper, to question, to explore the mysterious threads that seem to connect us across time and space. 1. Unspoken understanding. Have you ever met someone and felt like you could communicate without words? Like you know what they're thinking before they speak? This telepathic-like connection is another potential sign of a past life relationship. This unspoken understanding goes beyond finishing each other's sentences or having similar tastes. It's a deep, intuitive knowledge of the other person's thoughts, feelings, and needs. You might find that you can sit in comfortable silence for hours, or that you instinctively know how to comfort them when they're upset. This connection often feels effortless. You don't have to explain yourself or your actions, they just get you. It's as if you've spent lifetimes learning each other's quirks and habits. Some people describe this as having a shared language that no one else understands. Inside jokes that you've never actually explained to each other. References that make sense to you both without context. This phenomenon isn't limited to romantic relationships. You might experience it with a close friend, a sibling, or even a co-worker. The key is the ease and depth of understanding that seems to defy the length of time you've known each other in this life. 2. The déjà vu. We've all experienced déjà vu, that eerie feeling that we've lived through a moment before. But when it comes to past life connections, this feeling can be intensified to an almost overwhelming degree. Imagine meeting someone for the first time, but feeling like you've played out this exact scenario before. The setting feels familiar, the conversation seems scripted, even the smells and sounds around you trigger a sense of recognition. It's like experiencing déjà vu, but with every detail amplified. This isn't just a vague feeling of familiarity. People who've experienced this describe it as feeling trapped in a memory they can't quite grasp, like trying to remember a dream that slips away as soon as you wake up. These intense déjà vu experiences often come with physical sensations. You might feel a tingling sensation, get goosebumps, or feel suddenly lightheaded. Some people report feeling like they're watching the scene unfold from outside their body. Interestingly, scientific research has shown that déjà vu experiences activate the same areas of the brain involved in memory and recognition. While this doesn't prove the existence of past lives, it suggests that these experiences involve complex cognitive processes related to memory and perception. If you've ever had a déjà vu experience so strong it stopped you in your tracks, especially when meeting someone new, it could be a sign of a past life connection. It's as if your soul is trying to tell you, we've been here before, we know this person. 3. Inexplicable emotional responses. Our emotions can be powerful indicators of past life connections. Have you ever had an emotional reaction to someone that seemed completely out of proportion to your actual relationship with them? Maybe you felt an overwhelming urge to protect someone you just met. Or perhaps you found yourself unreasonably angry with a new acquaintance who hadn't done anything to upset you. These intense, seemingly irrational emotional responses could be echoes from past life interactions. These emotions often feel like they're coming from a deep, primal place within you. They might catch you off guard with their intensity. You might find yourself thinking, why am I feeling this way? This doesn't make any sense. It's not just about positive or negative emotions. You might feel a profound sense of trust with someone you've just met, or an inexplicable feeling of betrayal around a person who's never wronged you. The key is that the emotion feels deeply rooted, yet doesn't match your experiences with that person in this lifetime. Some people report feeling these emotions not just towards individuals, but in certain places or situations. You might feel a wave of sadness in a location you've never visited before, or a sense of homecoming in a foreign country. Psychologists might explain these reactions as projections or transference, but for those who believe in past lives, These emotions are seen as memories bubbling up from previous incarnations. They're like emotional bookmarks, highlighting significant relationships and experiences from past lives. Fourth, shared quirks and interests. Have you ever met someone and discovered that you share a bizarrely specific set of interests or habits? We're not talking about both liking pizza or enjoying movies. This is about those oddly particular things that most people don't have in common. Maybe you both have a fascination with 17th century Dutch paintings, or perhaps you share the same unusual food combination preferences. These shared quirks, especially when they're things that are generally considered uncommon, could be signs of a past life connection. It's as if your souls have carried these interests and habits through multiple lifetimes. You might find that you and this person have similar mannerisms, use the same unusual phrases, or have the same obscure skills. This phenomenon can be particularly striking when it involves interests or abilities that don't fit with your current life circumstances. For example, you might discover that both you and a new friend have an inexplicable knack for horseback riding, despite neither of you having much experience with horses in this life. Research in psychology has shown that shared interests can create strong bonds between people. A study published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that similarity in attitudes and values is one of the strongest predictors of attraction and relationship satisfaction. While this doesn't prove past life connections, it does suggest that these shared quirks and interests can create powerful bonds. 5. Physical sensations and reactions. Our bodies can sometimes remember what our minds have forgotten. When it comes to past life connections, these memories can manifest as physical sensations or reactions when we're around certain people. Have you ever felt a sudden warmth spread through your body when someone entered the room? Or maybe you've experienced an inexplicable chill or goosebumps when talking to someone new. These physical reactions, especially when they're consistent and specific to one person, could be signs of a past life connection. It's not always pleasant sensations either. Some people report feeling physical pain or discomfort around certain individuals. This could be your body remembering a past life trauma or conflict involving that person. These physical reactions often feel instinctual and beyond your control. You might find your heart racing, your palms sweating, or your muscles tensing up without any logical reason. It's as if your body is reacting to a memory that your conscious mind can't access. Interestingly, scientific research has shown that our bodies can react to stimuli before our conscious minds process them. A study published in the journal Psychological Science found that our bodies can show stress responses to negative stimuli even when we're not consciously aware of them. While this doesn't prove past life connections, it does suggest that our bodies can react to information that isn't consciously available to us. 6. Synchronicities and coincidences. Life is full of coincidences, but when it comes to past life connections, these coincidences can seem to multiply exponentially. Have you ever met someone and found your lives seem mysteriously intertwined in ways that defy logical explanation? Maybe you discover that you were born in the same hospital on the same day. Or perhaps you find out that your grandparents lived on the same street decades ago, even though you grew up in different parts of the country. These synchronicities, especially when they pile up, could be signs of a past life connection. It's not just about shared history. You might find that your paths keep crossing in unlikely ways. You bump into each other in unexpected places, or you find yourselves making major life changes at the same time without planning it. These coincidences often feel meaningful rather than random. You might get a sense that there's a bigger plan at work, that these chance encounters are actually carefully orchestrated by the universe. Interestingly, the concept of meaningful coincidences was explored by psychologist Carl Jung, who coined the term synchronicity. While Jung's ideas aren't universally accepted in the scientific community, they've had a significant impact on how many people think about coincidences and connections. Some people report experiencing shared dreams or visions with individuals they believe they've known in past lives. You might find that you and this person have dreamt about the same unusual scenario, or that you both feel a connection to a particular time or place that neither of you have actually experienced in this life. 7. Instant trust or distrust. Trust usually takes time to build, But sometimes we meet people and immediately feel we can trust them with our lives, or that we wouldn't trust them as far as we could throw them. This instant, unwavering sense of trust or distrust, especially when it goes against your usual instincts, could be a sign of a past life connection. It's more than just having a good feeling about someone. This is a bone-deep certainty that you can rely on this person, or that you need to be wary of them. It's as if your soul remembers experiences with them that your conscious mind can't access. This instant trust can manifest in surprising ways. You might find yourself sharing deep secrets with someone you've just met, or feeling comfortable enough to be completely yourself around them from the start. On the flip side, you might feel an overwhelming urge to keep your guard up around certain individuals, even if they've given you no reason to distrust them in this life. Interestingly, scientific research has shown that we make trust judgments incredibly quickly. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people make trust evaluations based on facial appearances in as little as 100 milliseconds. While this doesn't prove past life connections, it does suggest that our brains are wired to make rapid trust assessments. This instant trust or distrust often comes with a sense of familiarity. You might feel like you've known exactly how trustworthy this person is for a long time, even though you've just met. It's as if your soul is tapping into a well of knowledge about this individual that spans multiple lifetimes. Some people report that these instant trust or distrust feelings are often validated over time. The person they instantly trusted turns out to be a loyal friend, or the one they distrusted reveals themselves to be untrustworthy. It's as if their soul's memory is more accurate than their conscious mind's assessment. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.